How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Lethal Gear podcast, and today we have a special interview. We have Miss Skyler Davenport. Just to make sure, am I pronouncing that correctly?
It's Davenport, but it's fine. Nobody cares.
Davenport.
Davenport. It's actually Old British English for couch.
I thought it was.
Oh, nice.
Like sofa, yeah. So nobody really cares.
Oh, Skyler Couch. Okay.
Excuse me for that. It's we have Miss Skyler Davenport. Miss Skyler, may you say hello?
Oh.
Hello.
And with that said, you know me. I'm Sonickick, and and might everyone else introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name's DMFND.
I have so many names. I don't know which one to go. I'm Dry Soup. Let's go with that one.
Ooh.
Well, I'm the Red Devil here. You know, glowing eyes, red hair, dark skin. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Typical Friday. You know.
Arcane magic, but you know, he's acting a bit edgy today. Let's start with the first question. So, Miss Davenport, what is one of your biggest inspirations / your kick for getting into voice acting?
Oh my gosh, my kick. You mean like how I figured out that was what I wanted to do?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a very specific moment in time. I was probably in 4th or 5th grade, and I was playing a very well-known game called Kingdom Hearts. A lot of people really, really like it. And during the credits, they would have like the character's name, and then next to it would be a real person's name. And that was kind of the moment that it clicked for me, where it was like, oh my gosh, somebody gets to do this as like a job. Somebody gets to be this character. That sounds like the most amazing thing ever. So I was like 8 or 9 years old, and that's just always been what I wanted to do. So
Which Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, the first one, the original.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I think I know a lot. I think it used to. I feel like it used a lot of the act. At the same time, I feel like the voice acting industry has been. I would say growing, but like slowly but surely, because you know, with the rise of indie games and other things like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Indie games are how I got started, and everybody I know that's in it now got started. So definitely good.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
How did you get the role of Nikki, and were you somewhat phased at the line / content you had to work with?
Okay, well, first of all, I was warned about the sexual content up front, and they said, you know, it's not going to be terrible, but you are going to have to make some awkward noises if you're cool with that. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. We'll do it. It'll be funny. How I got the part, this is one of my favorite stories. I actually auditioned for, I don't know, there's like 12 or 13 girls, and I probably auditioned for 10 of them. And I was coming up with really creative voices for all of them. It was going really, really well. And then I got to Nikki, and I'm just like, you know what? I am so tired and so done with this for today. I'm just going to use my normal voice. And I listened to the recordings back. That's what I always do before I send them to make sure the quality is good. And I listened to Nikki, and I'm just like, Jesus, if there's ever a role that I'm not going to get, it's going to be Nikki, because it sounded, I hate hearing myself talk. And then they emailed me back like 2 days later, and they're like, we love your Nikki. Will you play Nikki? I was like, all right. It was very odd, but it was good. It was interesting for somebody to want me for my normal voice, which I feel like is a little bit, I don't know, it's not very girly, and it's kind of, I don't know, it was just weird for somebody to pick that one.
And to be fair, it did kind of fit Nikki.
Oh yeah, they loved it, and I was like, all right.
I mean, do you feel a little awkward that the fact that your normal, or what you refer to as your normal voice, is used basically in a, you know,
that type of game?
That type of game.
I mean, Nikki, she's not very enthusiastic, so she's kind of toneless, which is not like me, but no, I mean, there's plenty of voice actors or actors in general where you've got yourself on screen, on camera, or in a game, and it sounds like you, and there's questionable content. It didn't make me uncomfortable to have my name out there. it was just, I mean, whatever. I get messages pretty frequently about that game. Usually it's just like a fan saying, hey, you know, I really liked the character. But no, I mean, it doesn't bother me. I don't play any of the games that I'm in, really. So as long as I don't have to see it.
I feel in a way I kind of feel the same, especially in sometimes when I watch these interviews and stuff like that or listen to them back. I'm like I say to myself, man, I sound terrible.
Yeah, I don't like listening to myself.
Well, remember, someone will pay money for it.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I just, when possible, I don't go seek my work out. I'll let that be.
You just say, here's my work. Do what you
Yep.
can.
Here you go. I want it to sound as good as possible for whatever the director wants, and then it's your material. Go have fun with it.
All right. That's cool. So, Chris, do you mind reading the third question? Yeah.
Oh, sure, 100%, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was enthusiasm.
Oh, he could be Nikki.
What? Yeah, I've been in a few simul-dubs with Funimation, which dub anime episodes very quickly. Do you know how the process works?
How the dubbing process works?
Yeah, sure. Take me through a day of dubbing.
Okay, usually you're scheduled for a recording session. That can be anywhere from, I've had 30 minutes to 5 hours. It depends on, I guess, how many characters you're working on and how many shows you're working on. I mean, you go in, you get put in your little foam box, and the director's behind a kind of a glass window, and you hear them through your headphones, and they will direct you on what they like and don't like in your performance. You've got 2 screens in front of you. One is going to have the script, and one is going to have the animation with the time code. And you're reading from the script while kind of watching the animation so that you can match the mouth flaps. And you'll hear 3 little beeps in your headphones. And on the 4th imaginary beep that's not there, but if you were to like mentally add it in, that's when you start talking. And then after they've recorded a line or 5 or 10 or how many they go for, you'll go back and the director will listen to them and change anything either performance-wise, or sometimes, this has happened a lot lately actually, where they'll have to rewrite entire lines in the script because the mouth flaps aren't
in sync.
Aren't coming across as good as they could be. So, I mean, it's really, a lot more goes into it than people think, but for me, it was not a hard process to pick up.
It feels maybe a bit more difficult on the writers because they have to figure out, okay, how do I match this Japanese person's, because always the lip flaps are always matched to the Japanese version.
I think the hardest person, the person who has the hardest job is the director and the engineer, because when you're sitting there in a recording session where it's like, okay, we've got 2 hours to get this done, and a line just isn't working, and you've got to completely rewrite it. Like you have to rewrite it on the fly, and it needs to be fast and it needs to work right then and there because you don't have time to call the actor back because the episode airs the next week. I mean, it's really, the directors and the engineers are my heroes. But because Japanese is so different from English, like sometimes it'll end on just like somebody has their mouth open and it's like, okay, what can we use that ends on a on a open mouth? It's very weird.
Honestly, that sounds like a horrifying psychology test. Like you're being watched. You better do it well, or else you'll get the shock.
Yeah.
I mean, with so much time crunch, do you guys end up actually like having to do overtime much? Especially, like with all the rewrites that must go, just matching lip flaps and whatnot.
Well, any rewrites usually happen during your recording session. So it's not like they send you away, take time to do rewrites. It's like they're rewriting lines while you're recording, as you're coming up to them and being like, oh, crap, that doesn't fit. Let's rewrite it really quick. Here, what's another word for, No, but I mean, I wouldn't say, I usually get done on time for my sessions. I've never been there ridiculously past when I was scheduled ever.
Okay, that's good. At least they're working quick, efficiently. It's a good.
Oh yeah.
It's good.
I mean,
systems.
they've got a lot going on at any given time, but they move pretty well, all things considered.
Just can't imagine the stress that might just go in because it is simuldub. That's next week, and it's like, dang, hardcore improv needs to be done just to make an actual good product that looks well and is finally refined.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts that are hard to get a handle on, but most of those are not my job, thankfully. I just go in and I talk. Like, the engineers are so wonderful. Engineers and directors, they take care of everything.
Okay, do you have a personal favorite role or a role that you felt like you gave your best performance in?
I do, and I can't talk about it yet because it's not out.
Oh.
NDA.
On to the
yeah,
next question. No, I'm kidding.
it's
Is it a
cool.
video game?
No, it's a show.
Like live action or?
No, it's an anime. It's a Funimation show. We recorded it, I think, over the summer. It was kind of like July through September, and they're finishing it. I don't know what they're marketing stuff. I'm not even sure what happens after we're done with our part, but I don't think it'll be out until next year at least. So,
Oh Lord, it's a pretty big project then.
well, when they do, like, so they'll have the simuldubs, which are the really like fast, crank them out, and then they'll have like anime that goes straight to DVD, and those are kind of put on the, as I understand it, they're put on the back burner a little bit. So like the recording schedule goes around when people have time to work on it versus the simuldubs. It's like, we need to get this done now. So the DVD releases take a little bit longer to come out, but it'll be one of those, and I'll definitely be able to talk about it when it does come out.
At least we'll keep an eye out for 2017. So
It's a good show. I'm excited.
Oh boy.
all right.
Are you aware about the new Honeypop games slated for 2018, or are you even allowed to
Nope.
talk about it?
Nope, I have not been told about this. Not even a little bit.
Oh, no joke.
Nope. Yeah, I don't know if is it going to be the same characters or is it going to be different characters?
No one knows.
No one knows. Okay, well, maybe I'll ask Ryan about that. He was the guy I talked to about the regular, or the first time I recorded, so who knows?
The head honcho.
No, I've not been told about it.
It was announced on Twitter. I think the creator was saying, "Hey, there's a game coming in 2017 with a friend, one of my friends that's not Honeypop related, but the 2018 one is Honeypop related, but we won't say anything about it right now." The only thing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I mean, they did Honeycam Studio, which was like a little mini game type situation. I don't know where that ended up, but no, if it's coming out in 2018, I have no idea.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like Honeycam Studio too much.
I
didn't like that they changed the artwork so much, but I mean, it's whatever they want.
Oh. No one did. That's the thing.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
But you know what? It tried. You can't blame a game for trying. You know.
Yeah.
no, I have no idea what it was like to play, so it could be fantastic for all I know.
It was a it was like, like the roller coaster tycoon stuff, like a tycoon game, right?
Mhm.
You know Farmville?
I know of Farmville. I have never
It's
played
basically
Farmville.
it's basically that, except with cam girls.
All right. Good to know.
Oh Lord.
Alright.
All right.
Anyways, what are your favorite anime and games?
What are my favorite anime and games? Well, games, I'm definitely going to say the Kingdom Hearts franchise. I've pretty much loved everything that they've put out. My favorite anime, Jesus, nobody's going to know this. I really like one called ROD the TV. It stands for Read or Die. It came out, oh God, maybe in like 2006, 2007. I'm a really big fan. There's a Final Fantasy anime called Final Fantasy Unlimited. Has nothing to do with the games, but I think it's still like animated by Square Enix. I'm not sure. It's got really interesting characters, and that also probably came out about 2005, 2006. I really like, as far as like new ones go, this is within the last couple years, I watched Hozuki no Reitetsu, which it hasn't been dubbed, and I don't think it's going to be because the following is just not big enough. But it's a really, really funny, like dark comedy if you understand Japanese and Chinese like mythology and history.
Mm-hmm.
I really recommend that. It's hilarious.
Speaking of Final Fantasy and stuff like that, are you excited for 15?
I have not kept up. I'm not gonna lie. I've not kept up with any of the Final Fantasy games. I don't own a PS3 or 4.
Oh, dang. You have a lot of catching up to do.
$599.
I haven't kept up with that. But the art, I mean, the trailers, their art is so realistic. It's frightening at this point.
Looking in a mirror.
Just skip 13. Just skip 13.
Skip 13.
No. Let her play 13. Let her play it.
No, she might like it.
Yeah, you never know.
I like pressing forward in the game a lot. That's fun mechanics.
Right.
All right. I think this was one of wait a minute, Chris. This was your question, right?
Wait. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is the one after that one. Yeah. What's your favorite color?
What's my favorite color? Oh geez. I'm gonna go with purple.
Ha, I knew it. I took a wild guess at purple, and lo and behold, I'm right.
Did you bet money on that? You should have.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah, it used to be white for like the longest time, even though I know that's not technically a color. It's the absence of color. I think purple. I'm gonna go with purple. That's a hard one.
I like white too, so you're not alone.
Yeah, I don't know why it gets dirty the fastest.
That's true.
I can tell you, white gets. Dude, you even look at white funny, it's dirty already. I should know. I work at a chef kitchen. Dude, just looking at other people, their chef coat's already dirtied. I'm like, oh well.
Oh.
That's enough of that today.
Yeah.
Before I move on, this is just an extra question, but have you played any of the Persona games? This is just random, come to mind.
Have I played any of the Persona games? Yeah. I've played 1, 2, and 3. I own 3. I love 3. I've watched 4 played. I've never played it myself. I've sat there and watched somebody play it. I think they're really well done. I think it's really interesting. 3 was my favorite, but which of course is the one where they shoot themselves in the head. I don't know why that was my favorite, but but no, I think they're really interesting.
Man, you gotta play 4. You're missing out on the best girl.
Hey,
best
oh my god, damn it.
Stop.
Oh boy, here we go. And how if it's not Chia, it's not a girl.
Hey, we all know Maya is the best girl.
Maya from Persona 2.
Yeah.
You like the positivity?
Yes, I like the positivity.
Okay, do you have any current/future projects that can you talk about and for us to keep an eye out for?
Well, there will be.
Not NDA, basically.
Oh no, you're good. There will be at least 2 DVD releases from Funimation where I'm voicing very substantial, very adorable characters. One of them I'm working on right now. One of them got finished, like I said, over the summer, and they'll both probably get released at some point in 2017. So there's those 2 shows. There's a character. I can't say too much. It involves One Piece and one of their movies.
They have another movie?
Yeah, like the 1001.
Let's do this. I'm caught up to One Piece. I could handle it.
But that is the extent that I can say, I think, without
getting
crossing the line.
All right.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to say, remember that, wasn't there like that One Piece movie that had an Avril Lavigne song as its theme song for some reason?
I wouldn't know, but that would be glorious. One Piece is so weird. So weird.
You know what?
Not imagine sailing the seas with, Skater Boy or something.
Oh, I don't think so.
What about Ocean Man?
Ocean Man.
What?
Were there any roles that you auditioned for that you wish you gotten?
Were there any roles that I auditioned for that I wish I had gotten? Oh, God, I think that includes every role I've never gotten.
Can you list off a few?
Yeah, because I mean, I mean, you're always looking for work, and I mean, there are a lot of people. I don't necessarily believe in competition because everybody's got something really different to offer. And if you're not right for a role, you're not right for a role. You don't want to be forced into something where you're just not what the director sees. But yeah, I mean, I'm always, when you don't get cast, it's like, that sucks. But there's usually something else that comes around pretty quickly. So just try not to dwell on it. It does get a little overwhelming when you audition, and you'll book one of however many you've done.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that's kind of every role I've never gotten. You always want more.
Back on Honeypop, was there one of the other girls you may have wished you were like, yeah, this girl looks kind of cool. I kind of wanted to get her as the role or something like that.
Oh, I'm trying to remember all of them at this point. I don't think so. I think I'm like, man, I'm gonna be happy if I get any of these because I thought the art was just so pretty. The regular art where they're like fully clothed before they told me, hey, by the way, this has, other stuff in it. I think after the fact, I was really happy that I got Nikki because she seems to be, for whatever reason, she seems to be a lot of people's favorite. And I'm really happy that I got to voice the one who's like not hyper-sexualized because I feel like all of them were. And she's just not interested in anything. No, I think I lucked out with Nikki. I really liked Belly, who was the Indian one. Not because she wore purple. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting that they had such a varied, like
Cast.
the ethnicities of all of them. It was so cool to see one from every like.
Very diverse.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting.
Isn't Nikki
So.
Australian?
She's supposed to be, but
I don't
nowhere
see
did they ask for an Australian accent or anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever. It's fine.
Did you see yourself originally ending up working on this field when you were younger?
Yes, I did. Yep. That's
Well-
the firm yes.
I guess I'm next.
Yes.
I told you these answers would be boring.
I'm
Yes,
answering the
no,
boring
maybe.
questions,
doesn't-
so
What does an average day of a voice actor look like?
What does an average day? Sitting on the couch waiting for the phone to ring, or for your email buzzer to go off. I don't think anybody really does the phone call thing anymore.
You gotta wait for my pager to go off.
Right? No, I'm usually emailed about auditions and bookings and stuff. But yeah, I mean, just if you're not already booked on something, you're probably online looking for work, at least. I try not to let it consume my day because that's just not healthy. I'll go outside and exercise and do some fun hobbies. But yeah, I mean, you're either looking for work or you're working. That's kind of the two seasons of actors.
what were some of the challenges when it comes to general voice acting?
Well, this challenges. This certainly doesn't apply to all voice actors. I guess this is kind
What
of
were your challenges? Like, what are the challenges you had to face?
right. My challenges. I'm legally blind. I had a stroke in 2012, and my eyesight has been royally screwed ever since. So when it comes to reading a script very quickly, when someone is scrolling through it, like in a studio, I definitely struggle with that. So vision.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. Yeah, I can't drive. So I mean, getting to and from studios, auditions, thank God for Uber. Yeah, I mean, the whole visual aspect of sitting in front of a computer to record and edit audio. I've learned how to work around my differently abled eyesight, but yeah, that's the biggest one for me. Other challenges, voice acting in general, that would affect more people. When you get strep throat, that's a bummer, or just overworking your voice and losing it and knowing that you need it the next day. Having any kind of sinus issue It's a problem. Like I've got a deviated septum, so I get really kind of like plugged up really easily, like allergies and stuff. And I know a lot of voice actors who have the same problem. So like allergy season is no fun to record in, which Texas is basically year round because there's so many.
I feel your pain, sister.
So many, so many plants that never stop blooming and pollution and whatever. But
Let me tell you about Florida. Oh man, please don't come to Florida.
got the
Snakes.
humidity and everything. Yeah.
Humidity's terrible.
Yeah. This past year, Dallas felt like New Orleans. I don't know what it was, but it was just so bad.
Port Arthur's been fine so far.
But, yeah, I mean, challenges. Finding work is sometimes a challenge. I don't know if that, and I mean, getting over your nerves or anxiety or doubt. I mean, there's a lot of emotional stuff and there's a lot of physical stuff. It's not an easy thing to try and go do, but people do it all the time. It's like with any job, there's difficulties with any job. So
it's always like I know every once in a while when, say, if you don't get a role, sometimes they don't even say if like, oh, they don't give you anything to say like why you weren't selected or anything. They just say
to go on. Yeah, right. So usually you'll go in and normally the response is okay, thank you for coming in, whatever. Sometimes you'll get a genuine, like if you catch a director off guard, you're really good. I've had directors like really, really compliment me, and then afterwards you don't get the role. And I've had exact opposite. I've had auditions where I've walked out and I'm like, well, I just bombed a fine opportunity. And then 2 weeks later, I get cast in the very part that I thought I did so shitty on. So I don't know. It's just weird.
Here's your gold star.
But yeah, no, you don't really get a whole lot of feedback, and you don't find out who did get cast until the cast list is posted for everybody to see.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Or
really,
the day comes out.
I mean, you can't, yeah, right, or until it's out and you're like, oh, I don't think I'm in that. But no, it's a pretty quick process. So I mean, if you don't hear back within a week or so, you can kind of know that it's not. And there are exceptions. There have been times where it's been 3 weeks and all of a sudden, out of the blue, I hear something. But usually, if it's been more than a week, it's time to move on and not stress yourself out about it.
Right.
Okay, you know what? I have a question though.
Yeah.
I know you don't play the games you voice in though, but outside the character like Nikki, what characters in Honeypop would you like consider dating?
What Honeypop would I consider dating?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just a silly question. You don't
I
answer
get
it.
those hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
I would not date Nikki. She's too pessimistic for me. I would not. Oh my God, is it Jessie? The really like seductive mother one? Definitely. No, not her. She's got a great voice, but no, not her. I don't think any of them, to be perfectly honest. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I don't think I would. No, I don't think I could do it.
Or the redhead.
The redhead, which
The
oh,
drug addict?
Audrey.
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 No, I don't think I could handle that. I could probably be friends with all of them and, appreciate them for who they are, but man, those are, no.
Hope you like you're getting your feelings destroyed.
No.
Oh, I got one. What about Celeste? Celeste is the best girl.
Celeste.
That alien girl, really?
Yeah.
Sonic does have the worst taste.
Right.
Oh, that is
Self.
Oh, that's really funny because I know her. I think if it's who I'm thinking of, I know her voiceover, who is completely adorable. I've met her multiple times in person, and she's so sweet and so short. Yeah, no, I don't know if I don't know what the character's like because I haven't played it, but no, I'm still gonna stick with my no.
Who would you date? Just no.
Shut your mouth.
Forever alone.
Forever alone.
Question. This is kind of weird, but do you ever like talk to the other? Do you talk to any like of your coworkers per se? Because I don't know, like maybe you like did a good job on like this show. Do you actually ever talk to the other voice actors, or you just go your separate ways and call it a day?
Yes and no. I've had shows where I've worked alongside people and never met them. I've had shows where I've worked with people and the only time you ever meet people is like if they're going in for a session and you're leaving, like you might meet in the hallway to talk for a little bit. Yeah, there's like two, maybe three voice actors at Funimation that I've actually maybe had a sit down conversation with, and that would be Jeannie, Sarah, and Jill, and Dallas. But I mean, you meet kind of in passing, and if you're there early or somebody's there late, but you don't really get to talk to the people that you work alongside with very much, with the exception of the director and the engineer. So it's kind of lonely, but I mean, it's like, hey, I heard your voice. It was good. Bye. It's kind of solitary.
Have you ever been to a convention?
Not as a guest, which I sense is where this question is going. I don't think I'm well known enough for anybody to really give a crap, but I mean, I used to go to them when I was in middle school, high school, all the time. I love to sew costumes, so definitely. I haven't been to one in a little while, but yes, I have in the past. They're crazy.
Is there? That also. I'm sorry, I'm adding on to this, but.
Oh, you're fine.
Was there anyone you actually saw at that like a convention when you were younger that you ended up working under or say seeing in the offices in Funimation?
Yes, all the time, and it's very weird because I remember like, oh my gosh, I listened to to your voice and stuff when I was like 12 or 13 and having a really bad day at school, and it was so much fun to listen to you. And then you're standing there talking to them, and they're giving you directions and they're joking around, and it's so funny to see them in person versus like the stuff that they voice because it's so different. But yeah, all the time, probably every time I go in, it's very, very entertaining.
All right, and I think this is for a final question that was added. Demi, can you answer this one?
You mean ask?
Answer the question.
Ask the question.
I'm sorry.
You can answer it too. You can ask it and answer it. I don't care.
You can give an educated guess.
Right.
I can give an educated guess. You get fired.
Oh, the FBI tracks you down. You get swatted.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
What happens when someone talks too much about an upcoming project?
Like they're not allowed to talk about.
Right. Well, technically, you are under contract, and it says that you won't blab. So if you do, I mean, I've never been in that position, but I'm assuming it depends on how much info you reveal. I mean, I don't think they would call you back if all of a sudden you're blabbing about a show that you're in that you're not supposed to say anything about. I think the worst that would happen is just they don't trust you anymore. You're not gonna job security. You're not gonna get any more work with whatever company's project you blabbed about. Termination of employee. I don't want to use the term like fired because I don't know how that would actually work. But yeah, I'm guessing they would not be too excited to call you back in, and I'm sure you would get called into somebody's office and be given a talking to. Yeah, like, hey, what the.
Probably get blacklisted or something.
I think
you would not get.
I think there was one instance I was thinking of. I think voice actor Rena Strober, who was voiced for Fire Emblem Fates, I think she broke the FDA. I didn't think she broke it too much. I think she accidentally said something about it, but Nintendo.
Okay.
I think they brushed it off. They just brushed it off and said,
yeah, I mean, gosh, when some of these voice actors are so big and they do all these conventions like one every weekend, and you're getting asked questions and questions and questions. I can see how something would slip. But yeah, don't do it, man. Don't do it. Not cool.
I think that concludes this for now. But Miss Davenport, where can we find you on social media?
Oh my gosh. I have a Facebook following. I have my own website for just like personal voiceover stuff, and I do have a Twitter. I don't. like you said, I'm not very. The only reason I got a Twitter is because casting directors are like, well, oh, you need to have a following and whatever. What I don't know. What is life? So I do have a Twitter if anybody cares. I have a Facebook page. That's kind of about it. I don't use any of the other fancy stuff.
Brandon, where can we find you?
Twitter, YouTube, Arcane Magic 514, and of course the usual places, the Bio Devils and TCP podcast.
All right, Mr. Chris, where can we find you or Dry Soup?
On Steam at Dry Soup or on YouTube as Crystal Chaos, and that's it.
I thought you said Crystal Meth. Sorry.
I get it. Yeah. Gotta give you that one.
That's why he acts the way he is.
And neither confirm nor deny legally.
Under NDA.
All right. Demi, where can we find you?
My house.
Other than your house.
Anyways. Twitter handle DMFND Prime and on YouTube.
Under the same alias?
DMF. Yes.
Okay.
And of course, me, Sonickick, or you don't.
No, I don't.
I really don't.
You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/c/Sonickick, and have a Twitter at Sonickick with an underscore. Hopefully, it's not hacked by the time you see it. And I have a Facebook page. Sonickick, but I have that. Also, you can follow. I think we also have the Lethal. I almost forgot. We have the Lethal Gear channel, which should be, and the Lethal Gear Twitter, which will be linked down below. So if you haven't followed that yet, So, thank you, Ms. Davenport, for being on the podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure.